All right, and our judges are now making their way to the stage.
Aw.
All right, and Christina, whenever you're ready, go ahead and call for your music, and then go ahead and call time. The stage is yours.
All right, can I have my music? A little bit louder, please. Little bit louder. Sorry, just like tiny bit. Okay. All right, can I start over my music? Okay. All right. You ready? My music? Okay. Time. What if the coffees we drink during the day can be enjoyed as cocktails in the evening? This question inspired me to recreate 2 classic coffee beverages and transform them into cocktails. You can use the menus in front of you to refer back to any information, but please give me a moment while I prepare my second course. Thank you very much. So, my first course is my cold designer beverage called the Reconstructed Latte. Although I'm using the same ingredients as a traditional latte, I decided to experiment with some elements of milk to create a better balance with spirits. So, the first element was lactose. When lactose is metabolized by bacteria, it creates lactic acid, emphasizing fruit notes. So this was used in my coffee during lactic acid fermentation. The varietal is SL28 from La Palma y el Tucán farm in Colombia. And it was roasted just 10 days ago for peak freshness and optimal taste balance. I'm using 19 grams in, with a 30-gram yield and an extraction time of 28 to 30 seconds, allowing me to highlight more flavors of grapefruit and cherry with a medium body. And this will contribute to the refreshing characteristic of my beverage. And I'm extracting this over stainless ice cubes, so it's chilling my espresso quickly without any dilution. So, the next element was milk's protein. I'll start with 1.5 ounces of Redemption Rye whiskey for notes of red berries and a hint of spiciness. One 0.75 ounces of Campari for a bittersweet citrus flavor. 0.75 ounces of Disaronno Amaretto for notes of cherry and almond. And this is the sweetness is going to balance out the bitterness of Campari and the spiciness of rye whiskey. And now it's time to add my whey protein in the form of 0.75 ounces of a clarified milk syrup. This will emulate the soft and silky textures of a latte and balance out bitterness. I'm going to add 1 ounce of my chilled espresso. And please excuse me as I strain out my coffee for my second course. So technical judge, it's been about 2 minutes since my brew in my clever. Okay. So the ice I prepare for your drinks today is made with distilled water. The adjusted mineral levels in the ice allow for more cleaner taste and sweetness as the beverage goes through dilution. I'm going to combine my ingredients together, shake it down with this large block of ice. And shaking will chill my mixture and also increase sweetness and flavor complexity as the ice incorporates with the liquid. So I'll do this for you now. So I've pre-chilled your glasses for you today. So you can enjoy this at the most pleasant drinking temperature of 42 degrees Fahrenheit, where I can highlight the most juicy mouthfeel and intense sweetness. And this can be pre-batched and served at a high-end experimental cocktail bar, making it quick and efficient to serve. The refreshing and fruity characteristic of the beverage is perfect on a hot summer evening at an outdoor rooftop. The garnish is dried grapefruit, tying in all the flavors with the citrus aroma. Now, judges, do not lift up the glass until I tell you to. And now it's time for tasting notes. You'll experience grapefruit, maraschino cherries, apricot, simple sugar sweetness, juicy mouthfeel, and a medium light body. The most important part of a latte is latte art. So I'm going to be pouring over an aroma of coffee over your beverages today, further highlighting the aromas of the lactic processed coffee. Please make sure to only lift up the glasses. Do not touch these stands, and make sure to take in the aroma and swirl before each sip. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoy my reconstructed latte, and I'll give you a few moments to enjoy the beverage.
Let's hear it for Christina's cold cocktails.
Okay, so I'm back with my second course, which is my warm designer beverage, the bartender's espresso. So the bartender's espresso. You may not get actual espresso in the beverage, but you will get a taste of the intense flavor characteristics. To build this, we need the three parts: the body, the heart, and the crema. The body of the beverage is this coffee. The varietal is Catuay from Cordillera de Fuego in Costa Rica. The thermic process of the coffee results in an intensely fruity and sweet profile, complementing the sweet and spicy flavors of my beverage. And this was roasted just 10 days ago for peak freshness and optimal sweetness. I used 25 grams of medium fine grinded coffee, brewing at a 1:7 ratio. The immersion brewing method in my Clever allows for a more rich and balanced cup with efficiency. So you can get flavors of dark chocolate, cinnamon, ripe cherries, bright acidity, and a medium body. So to my beautiful Costa Rican coffee, which is 8 ounces, I'm going to add Appleton Estate Jamaican rum, the notes of honey, vanilla, and molasses, and the smooth texture will balance out the acidity. So I'm adding 2 ounces. Next, 1.5 ounces of a Muscovado molasses syrup. This will add increased sweetness, flavor complexity, and a more creamy mouthfeel. So I'll stir to combine all my ingredients together for the most even texture and taste balance. I've preheated your glasses for you today, so you can enjoy this at the most pleasant drinking temperature of 135 degrees Fahrenheit, where I can highlight the most rich and intense notes with high clarity. And finally, for the crema, using an equal parts, I created a whipped coffee by infusing this Arona Amaretto with frozen dehydrated Typica coffee from Colombia. This will add nuttiness, creamy texture, while also maintaining the warm temperature of my drink's base. So judges, it's time for tasting notes. As you sip the beverage with the cream, you'll get dark chocolate, fresh almond, pear, apricot, ripe cherries, molasses-like sweetness, licorice candy spice, heavy body with the creamy mouthfeel. The garnish is dried pear, tying in all the flavors, and it will further accentuate the fruitiness of the rum and amaretto. The warmth and spiciness of this drink is perfect to be enjoyed on a hot summer, this is a warm beverage, so on a cold winter evening by a fireplace. And it can be served at a high-end experimental cocktail bar without an espresso machine. And the drink itself can be an ingredient for other cocktails, such as espresso martini. Please enjoy my bartender's espresso. Time.
Christina Lee, Round K Coffee Roasters, New York, New York. Hi.
Hi. Hi.
I think we got you.
Okay.
How do you feel?
Yeah, I feel good. Yeah.
Good. I mean, that obviously was very visually stunning. And everything else. Your first cocktail, your cold cocktail. Couple of things I want to ask about.
Yeah.
Using the distilled water for your one large cube. Was that your first try on that recipe, or was that reached through experimentation?
I just always feel like, just like when you're brewing coffee, when you're making a cocktail, water is very important because of the ice, and from the dilution, it can affect the taste of your beverage. So that's why I try to figure out ways to improve that. So you know how we would adjust mineral levels for brewing coffee. So
Absolutely.
The same way I adjusted the mineral levels for the ice. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's something that I also feel is
Yeah.
overlooked. It's just we pay so much attention to the water for the coffee,
Yeah.
but the ice that we use to shake can have a huge effect on the final product. Yeah, that was great. You also used an ingredient that I really love, a clarified milk syrup.
Yeah.
Can you explain to the audience what the process that you used for that?
So we have that cheesy, creamy taste in milk. That's the thing we make cheese with, and ice cream. So actually, if you put acids into milk, it will the milk will curdle, and the white color and the chunky parts of the milk will come out. And when you filter that out, you'll get this really smooth texture. No, it won't have that milky taste, but you'll get the smooth texture, a pleasant aftertaste from it. And it's just a really easy way to elevate your cocktail at a cocktail bar, because you could just pre-batch it. Yeah.
It's very convenient, and it's a really unique ingredient. It's a little time consuming to make maybe, but you can batch it, and it's really if you've never had a clarified milk punch anyway.
I think it's also a good way to avoid if you're using a lot of milk at a bar, you can just use more milk so you have less waste.
Yeah, it's another avenue that you can use to use something you already have in the cafe.
Yeah.
So again, that was absolutely amazing. Your hot cocktail sounded really great too. Was there anyone else out in the audience that you wanted to say hi or thank?
I want to thank, first of all, Round K for actually even giving me the opportunity to participate in this, because I didn't know anything about this competition until the founder of Round K came up to me and was like, hey, you should do this competition. And I had no idea about, I was only maybe 2 months into being a barista. I had no experience in cocktails, but yeah, I really thank him, because I don't think I would be here today without his help. Yeah. And also my fiance, UJ. He's always my biggest supporter. I always support him during competitions, and this time around, it's the other way around, so he's finally supporting me.
That's nice.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Christina. It's always a pleasure to watch you on stage. We look forward to seeing you again. Christina Lee, Round K Coffee Roasters, everyone. One last competitor going on today. Scheduled to be going on around 2:40, so feel free to circle back around, catch the end of day 2, and the announcements for who will be moving on to the finals for tomorrow will be taking place at the barista stage between 4 and 4:30. So we look forward to seeing you there.